All right, what's good, y'all? You already know who it is, and you actually know who it is this time because you actually see my last video. Hopefully, you have. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Warray Vincent Murray. I just wanted to come out here and make this video today, based off of what we were talking about last video. I was talking about all the jobs and stuff that I had in the past, but I was talking about all the jobs that I had, all the jobs that I went through and stuff, and it made me start to kind of think and wonder, like, bro, like, everybody, at least in the US, everybody just hates their job. Everybody hates going to work. And one thing I even realized too is that, and bear with me, guys, I might be a little bit all over the place, but don't trip. I hope that's why you guys like watching me. You know, it's raw, uncut for the most part. But I started to realize, like, okay, it's always about have a job, have a job, have a job, have a job. Which obviously working is good. We already know that. It even says it in the Bible. Like, if you don't work, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? So work is important. But I started to kind of realize, like, okay, as I've been working, because I've been doing my DoorDash. I think I told you I'm doing DoorDash right now. That's my main thing. And then DoorDash was cool. You know, I've been doing it for the past 2-3 weeks since I left my last job. DoorDash has been fire. Like, you know, it's been making some good money with it, having a good time, you know, enjoying myself. And then my car broke down. You know what I'm saying? My car broke down and I couldn't even DoorDash no more. And so I haven't really been able to do too much. You know, I just been kind of looking for other jobs and stuff so I can make money. But I'm just like, as I'm going through my days, I'm like, wow, DoorDash is really taking up that much of my day. Like, if I'm not DoorDashing, I'm not really doing nothing. And I'm like, sorry. I'm just like, if I'm not DoorDashing or if I'm not doing some type of work, I don't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, there's no way that this is what life is. Like, that's it. I just DoorDash, you know? Everything revolves around the way that I make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that my only sense of purpose? All right, I need to go DoorDash. And this isn't even just for DoorDash, it's for anybody who's working. You guys probably have the same thing where it's like, all right, I need to make such and such amount of money this month so I can pay my bills and all this stuff. And I just have to work. I have to work. And then on your off days, you don't even have a real life. Everything in your life is just revolved around, okay, I have to work this hard, this many hours to make this much money. And then, but what after that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else do we have? And I hope you guys are in a better position to where it's like, you know, you actually do have other stuff that you're passionate about, that you do, that you love to do. And it's not just about, okay, I need to make such and such amount of money. And that's like the dilemma. I mean, I'm like, wow, I don't do anything aside from make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing in my life that has any type of purpose or anything like that. And I'm like, bro, what's going on? And that's actually why I decided to make this channel, because it's funny. Yesterday, I was looking at my journal, one of my journals that I have, and this was, I think the entry was from like May 15th or something like that, May 13th, around that time period. I think it was May 13th. And in my journal, I was talking about how I was just chilling at the bookstore, and, you know, I had just quit my job, and I'm thinking about doing content creation or all this other stuff. That was in May. So now it's literally July 23rd. And I decided, you know, let me write in my journal. That was my first journal entry since that, excuse me. That was my first journal entry since the last one. And I was still talking about the same. I'm like, wow, I'm talking about content creation, all this stuff. That was 2 months ago. Almost, you know, about 2.5 months ago, 2 months and a week ago. That was 2 months ago. And I've only made one video since then. You know what I'm saying? And it made me kind of realize, like, oh my gosh, time is going by so fast. That 2 months that went by, it doesn't even feel like 2 months. Like, it feels like everything is just jumbled up into one day. I feel like that's because for the past 8 months to a year, you know, everything has just been kind of like, make money, make money, make money. How can I make more money? I feel like that's been like the main focus of everything. Like, just make money, make money, make money. And it's like, I know that's not the purpose of life. You know, money's a good resource. I know it's good to have, but it's like, what are we actually doing in our life? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I wanted to do the channel. You guys get to learn a little bit more too, because I'm like, I mean, hopefully the channel can make money, but regardless of if it doesn't, I'm so tired of just going through life where it's just like make money. And then, what do you really do? And even we say, oh, I'm going to make so much money so I can start a business and what, make more money and then get financial freedom. So what, your kids can have money? You know what I'm saying? But what is the actual purpose and the drive of anything that we're doing? Because you can make all the money, have all the financial freedom, whatever, give it to your kids. But then what are they going to do? What is the actual purpose of what are they going to do? Just have money? I know that's not the purpose of life. And I feel like so many people are just devoid of any type of like reason to live. Most people, the way that it happens is, okay, they're young, boom. They're, kind of bullshitting around, just drinking, smoking, having a good time. Even if they're not, doing something like that, they're playing video games or just kind of like enjoying life or whatever. And then they're like, once you realize, well, this is kind of trash. Like, what am I actually doing? People are like, okay, I need to get my stuff together. And the first thing we do is try to go make more money or something like that. Because, for whatever reason, like, oh, let me just make money. And then, or hold on, let me revert that thought. Hold on, I'm tripping. I feel like most people just be bullshitting all the time. And then eventually they say, oh, I want kids, I want a family or something like that. Or they accidentally have a kid or something. So now people are like, okay, let me get my shit together. I need to go work a real job. I need to, make sure my kids can eat every day and everything like that. And that's a good thing. You should make sure your kids eat. You can take care of your kids. And then people will have their kids and that becomes their life and their purpose. And all they care about is taking care of their kids now, whatever. I got to do whatever to do to take care of my family, whatever. Great, noble things. I think you should take care of your family. But then, I mean, if you really think about it, but for what? You never even found like the purpose of life of what you're actually supposed to do. So what, you want to take care of your kids, take care of your family so that they can eat or whatever, so they can survive? But for what? So they can do the same thing? Just take care of themselves and make sure they eat or whatever, but everybody is just struggling, hustling, doing all this stuff just to make money, just so the next generation can eat, when nobody really has any true purpose of what actually we're supposed to do with our life. You know what I'm saying? Because I know God put me here for more than a reason than just to have kids and make sure that they eat every day. You know what I'm saying? God already said he'd provide that. So there has to be something else. And I feel like even with Christians, this is a thing too, where so many Christians don't even know their purpose, because we're like, okay, we know our purpose, like our main purpose is like, okay, I need to go spread the word of God, spread the love of God. You know what I'm saying? So more souls can be saved or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let God do work through me. We understand that part, but nobody really knows how to do anything, because it's kind of just left at that. Well, I feel like some of us, we even feel guilty. Like, well, no, I can't have any actual dreams or aspirations because, what if, I feel like as a lot of Christians, we have this thing where it's like, well, if I'm not just going to church, praying and reading the Bible all day, that's the only thing I can do. So anybody else who does anything else, who's a musician, an athlete, an actor, a screenwriter, whatever, anybody who's following their dreams but they say they're Christian, well, they're not true Christians. They're not real Christians. I'm the real Christian because I'm in church every day. But it's like, who are you actually impacting? You know what I'm saying? And even when Jesus talks in the Bible, when the Pharisees were getting on him, they're like, oh my gosh, you sit at the table with sinners? And Jesus was like, does the physician come to heal the healthy? Or does he come to heal the people who are actually sick, who are in need of a physician? So I feel like one thing we do as Christians, we're like, well, nope, I can only go to church, I can only read the Bible. But when God says go out and make disciples of all nations, how are we supposed to make disciples of people who are only in church? What about the people who aren't in church? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a real life, you have a real purpose. God gave you the desires of your heart for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So we have to go out and use our desires, our gifts, to actually impact people. So I guess what I'm saying all this to say is that, and this is why I like the raw uncut format, because it's really like, you guys get to see inside my brain the thought patterns in which I'm going. It's not even linear. You know what I'm saying? There's all types of rambling and stuff. But anyways, so it's like, even if you're not Christian, it's like, bro, go after those dreams, aspirations, and goals that you have, bro. Because there's no way that we were just put here to reproduce and that's it. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of greater big purpose. You know, we have to be able to impact people's lives and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I can't live here and just, you know, like I said, the last 2 months have been just jumbled up. I mean, the last like 8 months have just been jumbled up into one big day. Because the only thing has been like, let me make money so I can pay my bills. Let me make money. And even I really wanted to do content, you know, be a YouTuber or some type of streamer or something since I was in like 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? But I never really had the equipment or anything like that. So I would always tell myself, okay, once I get the equipment, I'm going to start. Once I get the equipment, I'm going to start. And then obviously when the PS4 came out, I mean, if you guys have followed me, you know, I've had multiple different channels before. I'll let you guys find that on your own if you don't already know. But when I was able to make the content, you know, when I got my PlayStation, when I was in like 7th grade, I made some content, but I was never that consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, you know, I can't just use the PlayStation editing. Maybe when I get a real computer. And then fast forward to, you know, I tried to start streaming and stuff again a little bit later. And then it wasn't until I got my first job where I was actually able to pay for, you know, equipment and stuff. And even then it was like, oh, well, I don't even know why it would ever stop. You know, it was just always an excuse or something like that. And honestly, I guess I still had enough going on in my life to where it was like, well, I don't necessarily need to focus on doing this content or whatever. You know, I actually feel like I'm living with purpose to some degree, outside of just me doing YouTube and whatnot. But it's kind of come to where it is now, where it's like, but anyways, yeah, I've been making excuses like I need the equipment. I get the equipment, still don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And then I lost my equipment, and then now I'm like, oh, I want to make content again. But once I get equipment, I'm going to start. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, what equipment I'm going to do something. I'm going to start something. Sorry. My eye, like. Sorry. But, like, eventually I was like, bro, you have the equipment. All you need is an iPhone and a tripod. You can start making something. You might not necessarily, because I do want to stream, like, video games via my computer and stuff. Even maybe do some reaction videos or something. I don't have a PC, so maybe I can't do that like right now. But I'm like, bro, you have enough equipment to do what it is that you want to do. We got to go out and make something and just put it out. You know what I'm saying? And just watch what it does from there. Because I used to have a friend. He used to make music. And I'm like, bro, how long you been doing music for? 4 years. Okay. And how many songs do you put out? 1. And I was getting on him about it. I'm like, bro, so you want to do this music? Like, why are you not putting out more music? And he's telling me, well, I don't know if it's good. You know, it has to be perfect. And I was telling him, you know, this was in like my most fired up stage. Like, this is right before when I first started that job I was telling you guys about in the last video. Go check out the last video. But this is when I was all fired up. So I'm like, bro, you just go out there, put in the work, release the music, and then you find out what works, what doesn't work. And then you can adapt from there and you can grow. But if you just don't put out any music, you don't really try, how are you ever going to be able to grow and expand? So I kind of had to have the same conversation with myself. It's like, you're telling him he needs to you put out 1 video as long as you wanted to do this. And you've never been consistent or anything. That's why you're never going to grow. And like, I'm at this point in my life right now where it's like, everything else is so like, I guess everything else is so meaningless. I'm like, I have to go after this YouTube thing. You know, my goal here is to be a community, be a leader of a community. People they come watch my videos. It could be a good time. You know, I can positively impact people, and then we can even do some streams, whatever way I decide to go. I just want to have that community. So, I mean, like, this is kind of all I got. You know what I'm saying? Not in a literal sense. I have a lot, and I thank God for everything. But, you know what I'm saying? It's gotten to the point where it's like, I need to put my energy and effort and my care into something. You know what I'm saying? And even something greater than myself, because I'm always working on myself. You know, I'm trying to work on my body, my mentality, my spirit, you know, my relationship with God. But even then, I feel like there's even more like, okay, boom, myself is getting together. You know what I'm saying? It's getting good. Like, man. Like, I'm getting myself right. God is getting me right. But I need something to care about that's like outside of myself, essentially. You know what I'm saying? And I've looked for it within, jobs and employment for a long time. Because like I said, at the McDonald's was a fun experience, had a great time, had plenty of friends and stuff. But as I've been looking at each individual job, trying to find that like part of outside of myself of enjoyment, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I just couldn't find it, So it's like, well, if I can't find it, if nobody else has it set up to where I can just go there and be in it, maybe I need to just create something for myself. I need to just create it myself, create the community myself. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do with this channel. But I saw this to say, guys, like, don't get too wrapped up in, if you don't actually enjoy your work, and I'm going to drop another video on this too, that I made a couple days ago about doing stuff that you actually enjoy. But if you guys are working and you're just working to make money and that's it, and I'm not saying money's not important. I wouldn't necessarily say go quit your job and just anything like that. I mean, if that's what you feel like you need to do, then I mean, hey, you do you. But if we're just going to go to work just to only make money or anything out, like something like that with no other purpose in the rest of our life, the rest of our day, like you don't have a boxing class, a jiu-jitsu class, a YouTube channel, a book that you're trying to write, something. You don't have anything else in your life that you're actually striving. You have nothing in your life to strive towards. The only goals that you have is, let me make sure I'm not late on my rent bill. If that's your situation, you need to change something in your life, like immediately, because you're going to look up like I did and be like, damn, 8 months, almost a year has just gone by with like, no type of goal, purpose, or striving or anything. If the only thing is about money, you need to go figure out something to put your life purpose in. I would suggest you put that in having a relationship with Jesus Christ. I think that's step one. You know what I'm saying? I know that's step one. You know what I'm saying? Because God is going to give us the eternal gifts that never pass away. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have eternal life with God. So I suggest you turn your life to Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? But even when you do that, because when you turn your life to God, it doesn't just make all the problems magically disappear and life is just super easy now. But you have assurance that, even after you leave this life, there's something for you waiting in heaven. So turn your life to God. That's number one. But even after you do that, figure out what the thing that you're going to do is that's actually going to have impact on people. And don't listen to what other people say and try to make people guilt trip you into just doing what they do. Have people guilt trip you. Oh my gosh, I have my guitar right here. Oh, you want to be in a rock band? You want to do whatever? You want to play music? Music is of the devil and blah, blah, all this stuff. Don't let them trick you and convince you into that. If you like music, yeah. If you truly, genuinely like music, start writing your rap. Start writing your music. Start learning how to play your guitar. Go join a band, And now with everything that you do, give glory to God when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't believe in God, well, follow your morality. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what's morally right, whatever you do, what you do. Don't sell your soul. Don't do no humiliation rituals or nothing like that. But, bro, find a deeper purpose. Like, and it doesn't have to, when I say deeper, it doesn't have to be super deep, like philosophical, I'm going to change the world. No, find something that you actually enjoy doing so you're not just working every day to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? You can actually say, you know what? I'm doing this thing. And if I make enough money, I can upgrade this. If I save enough money, now you actually have something to live for. You know what I'm saying? But the first step, make sure you're good on the inside, because don't make this thing that you're trying to strive after. Because what happens if you do lose that and all you have is yourself? Then you're going to be, right back to square one. You're going to be sad. So get yourself right. Make sure you're happy with yourself, content with yourself. Make sure you love yourself. All right. Because I truly, genuinely love myself on the inside and out. Like, even in my time period where I'm in, I feel like a lot of people would just be sad. Like, my life has no purpose, only DoorDash. Me personally, I'm good. I'm more just like neutral. I'm just sitting here like, damn, all I really do is DoorDash. I'm not necessarily sad about it, but I'm like, damn, I could do more. There has to be something else that I can do that's going to be better for my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good on the inside. Once you're good on the inside, then go look for some outside approval. And I think that's another thing too. People are always like, well, no, don't let anything on the outside, influence you, help you, whatever. Or, don't look for enjoyment on the outside of yourself. You know how people say that, But I say, as long as you're good on the inside first, then you can go ahead and do anything on the outside You know, if you want a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a girlfriend, you think that'll be, you know, that's a whole nother topic. You know, girls is something completely different. I'll have to make a video on that too. But if you want to go, if you're good on the inside, now you want to go make some money. Now you want to be a professional snowboarder. Now you want to join a rock band. Now you want to be a YouTuber or a streamer. Do that. All right. But make sure you're good on the inside first. All right. But anyways, I have a lot more to say, but I don't want this video to go on and be hours and hours and hours. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but you know, I think that's for me, that's the appeal. You guys get to get deep down into my mind, go on about rambling. And if there's any questions or anything that you guys have for me, put it down in the comments so I can come through, answer it on another video. But go ahead, go down there, comment, like, engage, subscribe. We got to get the numbers up so that we can boost the algorithms. You know what I'm saying? But thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna check you later. Shout out BC Amplified.